It's an amazing feeling to take something that has power over you and to switch it around. We don't have to destroy it. We're switching it around. We're transforming it into something that now gives us power. Today, I'm hoping to share a little bit about peer pressure. And sometimes we can think peer pressure is just a concern for teenagers, right? It's the thing that gets teenagers drinking or playing too many video games or whatever. But what I'm going to share today is that it might help us to think of peer pressure as something that's operating in all of our lives, no matter what age we are. And when we start to think about it this way, we're going to be able to see the power that it's wielding in our lives right now and switch over from it having power over us to us wielding that power. Let me explain. Human beings are intrinsically social animals. And all of us, unless we are completely realized Buddhas of some kind, are to some extent seeking the approval of others. We might deny it, but for most of us, it's pretty important what people around us think of us. And in today's technological culture, that's coming to new levels with Facebook likes and YouTube subscriptions and everything else that gives us this feeling that we're liked or important. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting the approval of others. But here's what happens. Usually, this is operating on autopilot. And in the people around us, in our culture, we live in this culture that breeds insecurity, right? So, most of us are feeling, to some level, insecure. And we feel a lot better about ourselves and the things we're insecure about when other people are doing the same thing. So, smoking is the classic thing to talk about when we're talking about peer pressure. And if I'm smoking cigarettes, I know deep down inside that I'm essentially being used, right, by a huge company, some CEO who is willing to trade my life, my health, for his new yacht. And that doesn't feel good inside. You know, I know I'm addicted, but that's kind of too hard to deal with. So I try to think that the smoking is something that I really treasure and enjoy. It's my right. And then I need other people to be doing it around me to give me a feeling that it's okay. So as I embark down this road, and it doesn't matter if it's smoking or it's drinking or it's watching television program, you know, how much entertainment we imbibe, if it's, you know, spending more than we know we have to get that car that people are going to look at us and think, wow, that person must, you know, be something to drive a car like that. Whatever we're doing, these things give us a feeling like we're okay. And then when other people do it, we feel even better about ourselves. I think all of you watching this, you know, understand the powers of our culture and how it does this. It's something that hopefully we're all trying to break out of. This paradigm where our culture tells us with every advertisement that you watch that you are lame and you suck. And that the only way you're going to be cool and awesome is if you drink this beer, you drive this car, you use this aftershave, whatever, right? So here we are, caught in this culture that does this to us, and we're trying to bring other people in to justify or make ourselves feel that we're part of a group. When we're part of a group, it's a little bit easier to turn off that that message going on in our hearts and our heads saying, don't do this. This sucks. You're being used. So to come back to peer pressure is looking out at people around us and feeling a pressure or a tendency to look or act or be the same as those people around us. Now, living in our culture, like we just talked about, that breeds this insecurity and tries to fill it with products, you can see if this is operating in autopilot, this is not good. Most of us are caught in this place of imbibing of activities or substances or whatever it's going to be that aren't really what we're passionate about. It's just a band-aid to make us feel better. Now, peer pressure has a very positive side, okay? Because I can also take that pressure. Imagine you're in a tribal situation. Here, I'm trying to use this with the forest monks out of the program right now, saying develop a practice every day where you guys are going to hold each other accountable, and you guys are going to all go down, let's say, in the morning to the stream, and you're going to jump in. It's cold, there's still frost in the morning, you don't wake up out of your warm, bed or sleeping bag and feel like, yes, let's go down and jump in the river. But when your friends are going to go do it with you, suddenly it becomes easier. And so here I'm encouraging them to take control of the power of peer pressure and to use it in a positive way. So for me, when I'm looking out and I'm realizing that I, as a human being, I'm not a self-realized Buddha, I'm still seeking the approval of others, how can I emulate others, take inspiration from others, and make it be a positive thing? I have a litmus test. So, and it's really, really simple. I'm looking at the activity of another person, whether it's the way they talk to other people or their exercise paradigm, whatever it's going to be. I look at an aspect of a person and I say, is that something that fills me with passion and that I really want to incorporate into my life? It's that easy. So if I look and I see somebody doing something that doesn't really jive with where I want to be in my life, I'm just going to take that and excuse it. It's not going to be part of my peer pressure paradigm right now that I'm going to use for myself. I look at somebody else. So I use the example of in my martial arts life. It was cool to see Conor McGregor, and who's a MMA fighter, and the training stuff that he was doing. It was very much like my reach. It was animal movement. He was training with Ido Portal, and I don't have to look and say, oh, Conor McGregor, I want to be just like him. Because I'm sure if I looked into his life, there's a lot of stuff there that I might not feel is for me. But I can look at a slice of his life, at his training paradigm, and I can say, wow, that's inspiring to me. I'm going to try to emulate that. And then that takes me down this road of maybe watching some videos, trying to learn more about Ido Portal, and watching some of Conor McGregor's fights and seeing if I can incorporate some of those elements into my own martial training. And so here I've taken an aspect of a person that I see and brought it into myself. Now, there's a little trick here, because where's the approval, Connor's not like writing me and saying, oh, Kenton, you're awesome because you're now doing my training. And I probably wouldn't want that. But the peer pressure drive going inside of us, it has two kind of aspects. The one is that approval seeking. The other is a copycatness. And when we engage in the copycatness, it fools our brain a little bit into feeling like we're approved of. And the reason is that we're at least in a group with one other person, right? So Conor McGregor doesn't know it, but if I'm training like him, then in a way I've made a little imaginary group in my mind of that slice of Conor McGregor and me, and now I have a little imaginary tribe in my head. Okay? And so that satisfies that peer pressure drive inside of myself and gives me something. Now, here's the extra bonus. Because I'm doing something that's positive for my body, I use my litmus test. Does what he's doing look like it's going to be positive for my life paradigm? Yes, that kind of movement, that approach to martial arts that's flowing, and I love it. So that is going to sculpt my body. It's going to make me into a better martial artist. And people are going to see me doing, the animal movement through the woods and be like, wow, that's neat and interesting. And so as a side effect, because I've chosen a positive thing with the peer pressure, I'm going to get positive feedback from the people around me. And this doesn't happen all the time, because sometimes when we're doing something really positive in our life, other people are going to feel jealousy or anxiety or other feelings about it, and we're going to get pushed back, right? But, in general, the people around you are probably going to see the positive changes you're making and give you positive feedback for it. So here, we're tricking our mind, and we're using the power of peer pressure in a very positive way. If you want to use peer pressure in a positive way for yourself, here's the recipe. Again, this is pretty easy. Number one is admit to yourself that you do seek the approval of other people around you. As long as we're in denial of that, that means that it's going to be operating in autopilot. It's still there, we're just denying that it's there. It's going to own us. So, admit it and say, okay, I have this drive, I'm not yet the Supreme Buddha, and I am now going to utilize this energy in my life in a way that's positive and that evolves me as a human being. Step two is to start to look at the people around you and either choose people to bring into your life, start to form a tribe, right, of people who are aligned with things that you feel positive about. So I'm going to look and I'm going to say, okay, that person is doing that in their life. That's not really me. That person is, wow, they're meditating all the time. They're really fit. Whatever it's going to be, that's a draw to me. Can I connect with that person? Then I can also look out at people around me. And these can be people on YouTube. They can be historical figures. They can be people that you see in your life around you, and take slices out of their life. None of these people are probably perfect beings. If you look at them too hard, you're going to see, oh, well, they do this and this and this, and I don't really go for that. You don't have to emulate the entire person. Take slices of the people that you see around you. Take slices that you respect, and then emulate those. And as you do so, you're going to be fooling your mind in the means that I talked about. You're going to be fooling your mind into feeling approved, even if that historic person or YouTube personality or whatever it is not giving you personal feedback. And then feel good about it. Do the things you're doing and feel good about it, because you're doing positive things, and you now have taken a force that is operating in 99% of human lives on autopilot. It's running their lives. Now you are using this as a power in your life. It's an amazing feeling to take something that has power over you and to switch it around. We don't have to destroy it. We're switching it around. We're transforming it into something that now gives us power. If you're on a spiritual path, you might still continue the egolessness and trying to become your Supreme Buddha self, so you don't need the approval of others. But right now, as long as that's there inside of us, use it positively for yourself. I know that all of you know in your heart what is really good for you, what really you are passionate about, what really feeds you. And those are the things that you can start seeking out in life. There's a lot right now that's draining you, right? And it might be watching 2 hours of TV a day. It might be foods that you eat. It might be people that you associate with. These things that drain you. This is the moment to say, do I want to keep these things in my life? Or can I start taking that power of peer pressure that's been causing me to do these things that I don't really enjoy, that don't really fill me up? And can I start having this power for myself, transforming my life in positive ways? When you do that, you're going to inspire the people around you. This is a positive practice because it is going to enrich your own life, make you feel better about yourself, and add to your just quality of life and your enjoyment of life. And it's going to inspire the people around you to start evolving and becoming their best selves as well. I'd like to think that, in a way, everybody who's subscribed to this channel and the people that make comments, as I've said 1,000 times, my amazing commenters out there, all of you, that come in here and share their stories and inspire. We have a little community going on here. And there's nothing wrong with that either. You can gain power from feeling that you're part of this community right here on this channel. And even though they're not people that you might ever meet, even if it's just imaginary, the way that I look at, Conor McGregor, and then I have this imaginary bond with him that isn't really there, just with a slice of his personality or a slice of his life. It's going to inspire you. If something is adding to your life in that way, it's a good thing. And so, see today if you can look and see where peer pressure, and as I talked about in this video, in a broader sense, peer pressure in the sense of anything that is making you feel like in action, that you're performing so that you feel that you belong to this culture, to an in-group, to a small tribe of people. Look at that and see how that's operating in your life. All of you can make this change starting today and turn this into a very positive force in your lives. Thank you for watching, and please share your comments below. I'll talk with you soon.